So TikTok kicked me off my soapbox that I was on, uh, because per usual, the men over there, they report everything for hate speech when I start being honest on their nature and who they are. And because I was telling facts over there, I figured, you know what? I'm just going to go on ahead and hop on here on live stream and continue the, I guess, party over here on what it was that I was talking about. And essentially, I was exposing the fact that when it comes to men, their nature is their nature is their nature. They are who they are. And if you're going to deal with men, there are really only one of two things that you can do. You're either going to know their nature as a species, know who they are as people, and you're going to accept that and move accordingly, knowing what you know about their nature, or you are going to just not deal with them because you cannot accept their nature. Their nature does not mesh with you as a person. Their nature is not something that you know how to handle or that you know how to accept. And like they had asked me on there asking me about like, ASAP Rocky and Rihanna, because I guess supposedly he cheated on her or whatever. And when are y'all going to get the fact that these men are going to cheat? Like, we hear it every year, we hear it every month, we hear it every minute, we hear it every hour. Halle Berry's been cheated on, Beyonce's been cheated on. I mean, I feel like at some point, probably every woman in the universe damn near has been cheated on at this point. Men are going to cheat. Men are really only on the universe for two reasons, right? And that's really just essentially for them to sleep with everyone and for them to make babies. Men do not have naturally a great purpose in life. Okay. Everything that you see, all of this is artificially created for them to have a purpose. They do not have a inherent purpose. So they had to come up with all these fake ways for them to be purposeful because they were jealous of the fact that women have a natural purpose through our uterus to be able to give life, right? We are gods. We are God. God is a woman. God is not a man. If God wasn't a woman, then why are we graced with the ability to have a child and raise a child? Why would they give a weaker gender? Why would they give the weaker gender the ability to be able to create, nurture, fulfill? Why would they give the weaker gender that? Because we're not the weaker gender, because we're not the submissive gender, because we're not the inferior gender. They are. So when women keep having this response to when they hear about a celebrity cheating, you just don't accept male nature. You just don't accept male nature. And the thing about it is that a lot of women, you tie your pride and your ego into how much a man can drop his nature for you. You'll know a man's cheating. You'll know a man's got 3, 4, 5, 6 baby daddies. You know a man can't keep a job. You have your ego and pride wrapped into how much a man can change his nature for you. And that's how you can tell the women that are weak-minded. That's how you can tell the women that can't accept male nature, because that's where their worth is tied into. That's where their ego is tied to you. How come you care so much about trying to see how much a person can change for you? They're not going to change for you. The only person that you can control is yourself. And this is why a lot of women are going to amount to nothing. A lot of women are not going to ever fulfill self-mastery. This is the reason why a lot of women are not going to amount to shit. A large part of the reason why a lot of women are not going to amount to shit is because they have their ego and identity tied to how much a person can change themselves for them. No one has to change themselves for you. You're either going to accept the fact that this is who men are, or you're just not going to date. It's just better off for you not to date. If you cannot accept the fact that men are going to cheat, men are going to do what they want to do, men are going to be very selfish, despite what they're saying, because the reason why they kicked me off TikTok was because there was a man in my comments. I'm sure he was the one that reported it. There's always going to be a man that's going to say, I don't do that. I don't do that. Those are the men be fucking where. Beware. Don't talk to those men. Don't deal with those men. Those are male pick-me's. Those are male pick-me's. Any man that is trying to differentiate himself from male nature and to make it seem like he's a unicorn, stay the fuck away from those types of men. Those are the men that are going to do you in the most. The most trustworthy man is a man that's going to say, yep, I cheated. I do cheat. I do like having multiple women. I do like have the presence of women around me, etc., etc. At the end of the day, these are the men that are upset that you know their game. These are the men that are upset that you don't even care, because these are the men that understand that you won't have an emotional reaction to them. If they cheat on you, you won't have an emotional reaction. You'll just be like, okay, because you already know what to expect. You know what I mean? You already know that this is what they're going to do. You have your own intentions. You have your own things that you are trying to benefit or are benefiting out of the relationship, where you don't necessarily care about what it is that they're doing, right? That's what Shira 7 says all the time. Shira 7 not caring about a man cheating. She don't care about a man cheating or not, because they're going to cheat. You are caring and investing energy into something that they are going to do anyway. And you are doing all of these things, checking his phone, getting his password, having him have his location on, looking through his messages, etc., etc. You are trying to do all of these things, trying to find all these loopholes to stop a man from doing something that he already wants to do, something that he is inherently wired to do. And there's going to be women that are going to be like, but women don't do it. Exactly, because it's not our nature to essentially do that. You should care. STDs, it doesn't matter, because guess what? It doesn't matter, because guess what? At the end of the day, you are responsible for understanding male nature, and it's your responsibility. You can't put the accountability on men when you're not being responsible. It's your body, right? If you think that love is a condom, if you think that the word loyalty is a condom, then you're stupid. You're stupid. The highest rate of the 3-letter word STD is in married women, because these married women think that, oh, because they got a ring is an invisible condom. A ring is an invisible chastity belt. It's not. It's not. You should trust nobody. You should trust absolutely nobody. You should trust absolutely nobody. You blindly are just going to have people leading you into the pits of hell, essentially. I'm saying Shira doesn't care. She should care because of that. Not if she's wrapping it up. And how do you even know that she's sleeping with James? In most cases, she's not even sleeping with him. Shira's on live 24/7, 365. She don't care, because guess what? There are a lot of women who are like, I have time to myself. He can go sleep with someone else, because guess what? That means that I don't have to sleep with him. That means that I don't have to sleep with him. That's how smart women think. Smart women look at it and say, you know what? That means that that's one less thing I have to worry about. Look at Shira and imagine how James looks right now. You think she wants to sleep with him? No. Smart women aren't so emotionally invested where they're caring about, oh, he's cheating. No, that means that that's one less thing she has to do. That's one less time she has to open her legs. That's one less time that she has to invest her energy into dealing with him. She's a businesswoman. She's trying to get her money. She don't got time to be sleeping around with somebody. That's y'all issue. Y'all want to make everything too. Y'all want to make yourselves available. And y'all want to make yourselves available under loyalty and under love. No. Y'all want to inconvenience yourselves. Y'all want to inconvenience yourselves so much. Inconvenience yourselves so much when y'all can make y'all lives easier, because your ego and your pride is tied to someone being loyal to you. Who cares? Thank you. Stop playing fair in an unfair world. Y'all think that loyalty and love is, y'all are still brainwashed. Y'all are still brainwashed. Point blank, period. Y'all are still brainwashed. Loyalty, love, all of that stuff is fake. Quit believing it. Exactly. Less time to allow a man to tell me what to do. Exactly. Women that have that mindset on, oh, well, he's sleeping with someone else and yada, yada, yada. And you should care. No, you shouldn't. You should have a life of your own. Anyone caring about all of that stuff, if he's sleeping with someone else, that means you don't have to sleep with him. That means you don't have to sleep with them. But y'all have your worth tied to a man only sleeping with you. What does that do for you? What does that do for you? All that is just a false sense of security, a false sense of male validation that does not exist. It all it does is say I have a low self-esteem. All that does is say I have a low self-esteem. I don't have a life of my own. My worth is tied 100% inherently to if a man loves me or not, and if I'm the only one sleeping with him. No. You should never believe that a man is only sleeping with you and only you. That you're stupid. You're stupid if you think that. Yeah. Women think that they control everyone else but have no control over themselves. Why don't you have control over your finances? Why don't you have control over how you look physically? Why don't you have control over you improving your income? Why don't you have control over your situation with your children? Want to have control over a man but no control over themselves, no control over their brain, no control over their thoughts, no control over their emotional reactions, but want to sit here and control everything that a man is doing. When every single time y'all are hearing the same stories, oh, he cheated, oh, he abused me, oh, he's financially abusive, oh, he's this, oh, he's that. Y'all hear the same stories over and over and over and over. Not my man, not my man. I'm special. I'm special. Yet there's nothing special about you. You have an average income, you're average in looks, you're average in accomplishments, you're average in intellect. Your resume is nothing but average, and think that you're so special that you got a man that's going to drop everything and drop his nature for you. You're not that special. You're not that special. Thank you. No one could tell them shit, but they think they can control another grown adult. Exactly. Exactly. Same body parts as another woman. Same body parts as another woman. Most women are not the exception to the rule. Exactly. Exactly. Their self-worth is so deeply rooted into them finding a unicorn, because that's what makes them special, because nothing else. These women that have this belief, they haven't accomplished anything in their life that makes them feel that they are special. You work an average job, average income, average looking, average accomplishments. Everything about you is average. So why do you think that you have a unicorn of a man? You have the same man as what most women have. You did not come across a gold nugget in a man. Most men are average. Most women are average. So you're going to get the same average man just like all the other average women have. Point blank period. That's the reality of it. And when you are that special, you don't even pay attention to men anymore, because you know it's insincere. Exactly. Thank you. The most special women are women that have a life of their own and they just don't give a fuck. They're living their own life. They don't care. The men want the women that are special because they understand that those women do not allow themselves to be accessible to men. The most special women are the women who don't allow men to easily access them. That's what it means to be special. Things that are tied to you being special is based off of your availability and your accessibility. You're not that special if you let an average man have access to you. You're not. You're not that special. If you let an average man with an average income, with average intelligence, average accomplishments, you're not special. Exactly. And have the nerve, thank you. And want to have to compete and want to and want to have to compete with other women think for an average man. Over here fighting and arguing, causing all types of disruptions over average men. Are you serious? Are you serious? I had a snap out of it when I looked at my competition: Rihanna, Beyonce, Tyra Banks, Adriana Lima, Shakira, top women who were cheated on. Exactly. No one is safe. No one is safe. I don't care what, I don't care how you look. I don't care how good your punani is. I don't care how much money you make. I don't care about what is on your resume. You are not safe from male nature. Point blank, period. You're either going to accept the fact that this is what these men want to do, or you're just going to quit dealing with them. Looking at others as your competitors, low self-worth. Exactly. Yes. But women want to be conquered. A lot of women want to be conquered because for them, getting conquered is synonymous to their self-worth. It's synonymous to their self-worth. So they feel like, oh, once I'm conquered, it's going to elevate my worth. No, it's not. No, it's not, because men don't stop at conquering one thing. They're going to keep conquering things. They're going to keep on conquering things. Men's self-worth is validated through how many things they can conquer. That's why they had war. That's why they created war. War to conquer countries. Marriage to conquer women. Capitalism to conquer lower class people. Those are all forms of conquering. They're not going to look at you and be like, oh, I'm going to stop conquering things. She's so special. She's so wonderful. Nope. My friend's fiance has already made me feel uncomfortable. How? So sad to realize love doesn't exist. Love does exist. It just doesn't exist with men. Love exists. It does not exist with men. It most certainly exists. You just have to undo your brainwashing. You just have to undo your brainwashing. Love is all around you. Love is all around you. It's just your brain has been brainwashed to think that love only exists in men. It doesn't. Get an animal. You can foster a child. Get a hobby. Get a passion. Learn yourself. Once you learn yourself and know thyself, you'll realize love is all over the place. You cultivate love, you create love. Once again, romance fairy tale. Romance fairy tale is just not with men. You don't, romance still exists. You romanticize yourself. Can't you buy yourself roses? Can't you take yourself on a date? That's still romance. All romance are just tangible acts. That's what romance is. Romance is tangible acts. Can't you write yourself a poem? Can't you write yourself a song? Can't you go buy your own flowers? Can't you go take yourself on a vacation? Y'all think too small. Y'all want to stay chained up to men so bad. Y'all want to have everything synonymous to men so bad. Yeah. Y'all want to have everything attached to men so bad. That's how I know a lot of y'all are not decentered. Y'all think that the only way that you will be able to have these things is through men. Get your ass up and go love yourself. It's very easy, very simple. Men are not the source. Men are not the source. You're the source. Quit being lazy. Quit being lazy and go back to yourself. Center yourself. The whole point of decentering men is to center yourself. That is the point. You decenter men to center yourself. Everything that you want a man to do for you is what you can do for yourself. You want a man that's a doctor, you can go become a doctor. You want a man to buy you a house, you can go buy your own house. You want a man to give you kids, you literally can go get IVF or go get a sperm donor or go adopt and have your own kids. There's literally nothing in this world that is 100% delegated for you to be 100% attached to a man that you cannot accomplish. Y'all are so brainwashed. Y'all are so brainwashed. We also need to be honest that some of us genuinely don't love ourselves. Exactly. We are scared of our own presence, and we need someone else to reduce that anxiety of having to deal with ourselves. Yes. Women are very a lot of women are very codependent, and a lot of women are afraid to face themselves. A lot of women are afraid to, face who they are as a person, and deal with the uncomfortability of facing themselves and seeing themselves as a woman, that they want to self-medicate with the man. Most of y'all are just self-medicating with men. Y'all won't get a drug, y'all won't become alcoholics, y'all won't fall into these dopamine traps that men do, but y'all most certainly will self-soothe with men. Consumerism teaches you not to love yourself. Yeah, and of course, beauty standards. All beauty standards are created by patriarchy. Consumerism created by patriarchy. And here's the thing, you are allowed to partake in consumerism. Consumerism is your birthright. It's the root of your consumerism. It is the root of your consumerism as to why you are purchasing what you're purchasing, or buying in excess what it is that you are buying. You have the ability to be able to alter and change all of these things when it comes to your decision making, as long as you slow down and ask yourself, okay, why are you making this decision? Why are you choosing to do this? Exactly. Get rid of social media, only keep the one that pays. Yeah, that's what I did. I got rid of all the meta stuff. No Instagram, no Facebook, because it doesn't pay me money. I'm not active on those platforms to make money. Yep, all women were sold the dream that men love us. Men love being served. Most women are in complete service to a man, or men who wouldn't piss on them if they were on fire. Exactly. I mean, statistically, that is even shown when women are diagnosed with a terminal illness. Men are 7 times more likely to leave, because men are not nurturing, men are not caring, men are not genuine. That's not men's role. That's not what they're here for. So you're getting married for love, and you're getting married thinking that you're going to get all these things. You're not going to get all these things in most cases. You're not. As soon as you don't benefit a man anymore, they're going to go find someone else to benefit them. Point blank, period. If you don't like that, just stay single. Don't deal with them. Or understand what you know about male nature, and have an intention. Have an intention on what it is that you're going to get, accepting male nature, accepting what you know, and move accordingly. Learn how to guard your heart, learn how to be more discerning, learn how to be more strategic, learn how to be more manipulative. If you're going to deal with men, you cannot deal with men and have an open heart. You cannot deal with men and blindly trust them. Exactly, capitalize on it. That's why I have the Patreon. The whole point of the Patreon is to essentially use what you know about male nature, and then use that to your advantage. Use that to your advantage. Use that to your advantage. That way you don't have to go out here focusing on love and focusing on things. You can get resources and use those resources to make you money. That way you don't need a man. Use a man's money to make you money, so you never have to need a man again. Love is for cheap people. Love is for poor people. I just talked about it on TikTok Live. Marriage was created originally for people that had wealth. Marriage was created for people who are upper echelon, because they wanted to keep the money concentrated within certain families. That is the reason why marriage was created. Once they realized, you know what, we can capitalize off of marriage, because it'll cost money to get a divorce. It earns the state money by having child support cases and things like that. Once they realize, well, we can actually use common people getting married as a way to capitalize. Well, now what we're going to do, we're going to allow common people to get married, but we can obviously, common people don't have wealth, so they cannot use wealth They cannot use wealth as the way to be able to sell marriage. So what did they do? They created love as a way to be able to sell marriage to common people. Poor people get married for love. Poor people have children out of love. That's poverty mindset. That's poverty mindset to make decisions out of love. Y'all were bamboozled. Y'all were bamboozled. Y'all were hoodwinked. Y'all were brainwashed. And yes, dating outside their race most certainly will most certainly teach you they're all the same. Yes, poor people get married for love. Yes. Only poor people get married for love. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. Only poor people get married for love. I'm sorry. Like that's the whole reason why it was created. It was literally created so that average people could have the ability to get married. Look into history. Look into history. There's no coincidence that under capitalism, it's owned by like 3 families, right? Everything housing is owned by BlackRock, Rockefeller. Though there's really only 3 families that own everything. Rothschild. It's only 3 major families that own everything. That was done on purpose. That was done on purpose. So that way wealth will be funneled from you, us average people, us civilians, Vanguard. Yes, it'll get funneled to the top families, the dynasty. Exactly. And then they're telling you that having children is good for humanity. In what way? Money is not good for humanity. Money is good for capitalism because that means you're creating more slaves. You're making more money for the money to get funneled up top. College is also for wealthy. College is also for wealthy. This is why I don't understand when Black men are sitting here talking about they don't want to get an education and loans and da. People forget history so quickly, particularly Black men. Black men forget history very quickly. If your education was not important, then why in the fuck did they not allow slaves to know how to read and write? If your education was not important, why did they not allow you to have the ability to get educated during slavery? If they felt like it was not important, why would they not allow you to have access to it? Why would they not allow you to have access to it? There are literally celebrities. There were celebrities that got in trouble years ago because they were paying off guidance counselors, paying off people a part of large universities to get their children into the universities. A lot of women and men are so brainwashed when it comes to education. You feel as though it's not valuable. Yes, it is. The reason why we live in the world that we live in is based off of people being educated about shit that you don't know, shit that you're not taught. Everything that was created was based off of education that has been hidden, that you are not aware of. Exactly. Even white poor men were not allowed to read. Reading was only for the aristocracy. Exactly. And then that funneled over to them not allowing women. That funneled over to them not allowing women to gain an education. Yep, I'm not American. It flabbergasted me when people said college doesn't make sense. Hello? Exactly. Because people from other countries that are less developed, they understand the importance of education. It's just only the dimwits here in the United States that because they have so much privilege, they don't realize that education is very important. They don't understand that because they have so much privilege. People that come here from other countries, they come here from other countries and the first thing they get is an education because they live in an impoverished country. They understand what it looks like and they understand that they're very limited when they don't have an education. Point blank period. Because a lot of these people that are getting into trades, they're not they're not, the thing about it is this, they're getting into a trade, working for another person still. And yes, they don't have any loans. They don't have any loans to pay back. They don't have any loans to pay back. But unless you know how to make a business out of the trade that you learned, you're not going to get any further. You're not going to get any further than someone that got an education. Because the issue is that most of y'all don't have the connections to do that. Most of y'all do not have the education to know how to learn your trade and then take your trade and then create a business out of that and then work for yourself. Most of y'all do not know how to do that. The only way that y'all are going to know how to do that is to go to college for business. Most of y'all are not bumping shoulders with businessmen working a trade. When you go to college, you are able to bump shoulders with people who are actually business owners, who are actually very accomplished. When you go into a trade, you are not going to have access to the people that you would need to be able to reach that pinnacle. So y'all are essentially working a trade with average people to stay average and not pay any loans. And they attack us when we go to college, telling us our degrees don't matter. And the thing about it is this. We have a shortage of trades. We have the lowest amount of men that are in college. Men are only in college 40% of the time. And then we have the lowest amount of trades. So what does that tell you? Men are not doing anything. They are not going to college, and they're also not going into the trades like they're claiming. The math is not mathing. What they're saying is not making any sense. If we had a 40% reduction in college entrance, and y'all are saying that you're not going to college because of trades, you're better off going in trades, then how come why do we not have an increase in the trades? Why do we not have an increase in the trades if this is what y'all are claiming? Oh, of course. That's 100% why they say education doesn't matter, because they don't want you to have the knowledge to outsmart them. Oh, especially if you say that you're a psychology major, you got a PhD in psychology. Oh, that means they can't gaslight you. That means that they can't do the hot and cold method on you. That means they can't love bomb you and do all these things to you because you learn about all that shit in psychology. Exactly. All trades need to have the ability to calculate materials, make measurements, calibrate tools, etc. Thank you. And the trades are you're either competition to the business owners and they're not talking to you, or you're working for them and you're better for them as an efficient worker or foreman. And then not to mention, working in trade, it's very hard for you to negotiate anything because it's going to be a lot better for them to get someone and swap you out for someone that is a lot cheaper to hire. A male manager said to me a degree was a piece of paper. Ciao. We're in a crisis. We're in a crisis of anti-intellectualism. Like, it is absolutely crazy that men take so much great pride in being anti-intellectual. Woo, try being a female tattoo artist for 20 plus years. Ciao. I hope you have your own shop. I hope you aren't working in a shop with a ton of men. I hope you have your own. And they have to develop Eurocentric views, ideas, and identity of the white people. You literally have to give your identity and culture as a black man and woman to fit into white society. Yeah. Meanwhile, they're going to take everything culturally about you, about you being a black man or woman. They will take the culture and then going ahead and spit it back out at you that you cannot embrace your own culture. But they can take it and they can capitalize off of it. Thanks for mentioning this, Queen. Anti-intellectualism is huge. Issue I saw it creeping over the decades, but it's finally here in full swing. Yeah. Men take great pride in being anti-intellectual. They are proud to be anti-intellectual. They are proud to not pick up a book. They are proud to not learn about history. They are proud about not going to college. They are very, very proud to not want to learn anything. They're very, very proud. It's getting to the point now. It's getting to the point now where men associate intellectualism with femininity. They associate college with being feminine. They associate knowledge with being feminine. And guess what? That's good. That's actually very, very good for women that men are becoming very anti-intellectual, because guess what? Before you know it, a woman's going to be your boss. Before you know it, a woman's going to be the CEO of the company that you work for. Before you know it, the trade that you're doing, your boss is going to be a woman. So let them not go to college, let them not gain an education so you can be their boss. Because that's what's happening. That's what's going to continue to keep happening. All men are doing by becoming being so anti-intellectualism, they're handing you rank on a silver platter. They're literally handing you rank on a silver platter. Exactly. Yep, the orange man. Exactly. Right. They can type their fingers to make comments, but can't type their fingers to support my content by sending a super chat, by sending things on by sending something on my Cash App. They will contribute they will contribute typing nothing but being defensive. We have the full moon in Scorpio this weekend, and Saturn is heading into Aries very soon. I was talking about it on TikTok, and I was saying that 555 portal that we had on Monday, I think it was Monday, that 555 portal, oh my God, it ate me up. That 555 portal, whoo, it was rough. Why do men chase women so the woman can chase them back? Because men don't have any validation. Men are not wanted. Men are not wanted. Men have to live with that reality every day. Men have to live with the reality every single day that they are not wanted. They are invisible. No one cares about them. No one likes them. This is the reason why they have to get on dating apps, and they feel like they have to stay. Men are literally swiping right, swiping right, swiping right, just to get one person to message them. And then that one person, that message doesn't even lead to a date. So what they have to do, they have to they have to take their little acting classes. They have to take their little acting classes and pretend to be this great guy, this good guy, and love bomb you, and say all these sweet nothings to you and make you feel so good about yourself. And then they pull it back. They do the hot and cold method. They give you everything you want and then get you hooked and then pull back. And then you're like, what the fuck happened? Because you're emotionally attached because how they were treating you. So that way they know. So then that way you'll chase after them and they can know how it feels to be wanted, because normally they are not wanted. So they have to artificially, like they've done with everything else, Everything that men have created is artificial. None of it is real. All of it is fake. It's literally the Matrix. It's literally the Matrix, just like in the movie. Just like in the movie. It is all fake. Everything that men do is fake. They talk about women wearing fake hair, fake nails. They're the fakest thing around. Their personality is fake. Their ideology is fake. Their existence is fake. Their mindset is fake. Everything is fake about the man. Their identity is fake. But they're going to sit here and talk about you wearing makeup, you wearing wigs, you wearing lashes. Show your real personality. Show your real personality. Show who you really are. Let's hear what you have to say when you're at the barbershop. Let's hear what you have to say when you're in a locker room. Let's hear what you have to say when you are around a group of men. Let's hear what you have to say about women. Let's talk about that type of fake. So they essentially have to be fake to get what they want, and then to create a dynamic where they feel good about themselves. They'll pull back and then get you to chase after them because they want to know how it feels to be a woman. Essentially, they want to know how it feels to be the value. They want to know how it feels for someone to actually want them, because they don't know how it feels on a regular basis. They don't, because no one is caring about men. If anything, a lot of women want to stay far, far away from a man. Ain't no woman, a man, a stranger that's a man coming up to a woman. No one is walking around. Most women are not walking around, at least women that understand their worth. A lot of women, they're not praying and hoping that some stranger man walks up to them and has a conversation with them. No. I tend to compliment men I like, and they act like they never got compliments before, and immediately get cocky. Girl, they're not acting. They haven't gotten compliments. Men don't get compliments. I'm telling you, men don't get compliments at all. At all. Men do not. Men do not hear regularly that they're attractive. They do not hear that they look good. They don't hear anything. So all it takes is one. This is why if you do something like smile at a man, they think you like them, because they live a life where no one is smiling at them. No one is nice to them. No one is kind to them. So they think the one, listen to this, y'all. So I had a patient. Listen to this. I had a patient, and I actually had the patient before the week before. The guy was so nerdy. Okay. He was old. He was nerdy. And I had him the week before. So I had him the next week, and I saw his name, and I came out, and there's like a clipboard that they have to fill out or whatever. So I go out and I'm like, hey, I was on my way to say, hey, can I take your clipboard? He got up out of his chair. Listen to this. He got up out of his chair and said, his eyes lit up. His eyes lit up when he saw me. Oh, it's you. And I reached my hand and I was going to say, I'll take your clipboard. Why did he try to shake my hand? I said, I am just trying to get your clipboard, sir. I'm not trying to shake your hand. Remember where you are. You're at my work establishment. I didn't want to shake your hand. You got a little bit too excited. He said, it's you again. So that just goes to show you that they don't get any attention. They don't get any attention. Just the sight of seeing me again and me reaching out my hand for a fucking clipboard, he thought that I wanted to shake his hand. I said, I just want the clipboard, sir. Calm down. Calm down. And I felt bad for him because we were out in the waiting room. So everyone saw this encounter happen. They saw this encounter happen. And I was just like, listen, I'm sorry. It's either you get embarrassed or I feel uncomfortable. And I'm not going to allow myself to feel uncomfortable for your lack of embarrassment. It ain't happening. Sorry. You're just going to have to take that L. One guy thought I was smiling at him, and now he's always grinning at me when he sees me. It's so creepy. I can't stand him. Ciao. Good morning, Joni. Yes, avoiding that eye contact is a must now. Shaking my head. Yes. I know white men cheat too, but I've never had a white man cheat on me. I think cheating can be culturally influenced and normalized. Girl, a white man cheated on you. He just wasn't as sloppy. He just wasn't as sloppy. See, the thing about it is this: the more opportunities a man has to cheat, the better he's going to get good at cheating. White men are the upper echelon. White men have the most status out of everybody. So white men actually can get a whole lot of opportunity to cheat because they have the most resources. They are the top of the hierarchy. When you have a lot of opportunities to cheat and you have a lot of access to a lot of women, you can be a lot more strategic. Exactly. You can be a lot smarter when it comes to your cheating. When you are dealing with a man that he doesn't have opportunity to cheat often, or he doesn't have opportunity to cheat with his preference often, he will get sloppy. Like Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe is a black dark country bumpkin who grew up in the South, who most likely was ridiculed for his skin color, for him being black, for him having big lips. He looks like Miss Snetta, and he culturally, he has a lot of self-hatred embedded into him. And so once he was able to get access to a white woman, once he got access to a younger woman, once he got access to a beautiful woman, he became sloppy because there was a video that he made on one of his Club Shay Shay, his podcast. There was a video that circulated from an interview, and he was with Lil Yachty. It was an interview that he did with Lil Yachty, and Lil Yachty was like, yeah, the white women, y'all should have seen Shannon. He said, yeah. He was lit up. He was so excited. You could tell he never. You could tell he was, when Lil Yachty was bringing up white women, he was acting like a kid in a fucking candy store. He was acting like he'd been blind for 30 years and he finally was able to see sight again. Yeah, you like him young. Yeah. And that's because he does not have regular access. He grew up most of his life. He has not been able to have access to these type of women. So he became sloppy once he got access to these women because he was not used to it. He's not used to it. Let me see if I got it on my phone. I might have saved it on TikTok. I'm hollering they kicked me off TikTok live. Now I'm banned from live streaming for a week. That's the reason why I don't go on there to live stream. That's the reason why I don't go on there to live stream, because of that. They get so sensitive. They get so freaking sensitive. If I just say a morsel. I just say a morsel of the truth, and they're like, oh no. Oh no. Okay, yeah, I found the video. Hold on. We're gonna watch it. Y'all are gonna crack up. He said, yeah. It was the funniest. It was the funniest.
Y'all get to a certain age and you still like them young. You like
Yeah.
You like the same age.
Hold on, let's start it. Let me turn it up higher.
People like you, man, y'all get to a certain age and you still like them young. You like
Yeah.
You like the same age girls I like. You know
Okay,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
So
right.
when you get to a certain age,
I'm getting old, but my eyesight's still young.
right. Okay. And with that, you gotta uphold a certain way because you can't be old and sloppy.
You get one or the other.
Right.
Young and sloppy or old and in shape.
He is so disconnected. He don't even understand the advice that he's fucking being given. He over here thinking that Lil Yachty is talking about women. He over here thinking that Lil Yachty is talking about women being young and sloppy. No, he's talking about you, Miss Netta. He's talking about you.
Exactly. So you're gonna get old and in shape. Women.
I mean, the lack of embarrassment that this man has by putting himself on display like this is insane.
No. Guess you got
Exactly. So
we gotta watch it one more time. We have to watch it one more time.
people like you, man, y'all get to a certain age and you still like them young. You like
yeah.
You like the same age girls I like.
Okay, yeah,
right. When you get to a certain age,
I'm getting old, but my eyesight's still young.
Right. Okay. And with that, you gotta uphold a certain way because you can't be old and sloppy.
You get one or the other.
Right.
Young and sloppy or old and in shape.
Exactly. So you're gonna get old and in shape. Women.
No. Guess you got
Exactly. So
yeah, that's how it looks when men don't have they most of their life they didn't have the ability to exercise options. They didn't have the ability to exercise being with their preference. So they get very sloppy. Most men have cheated. Like, honestly, most women have been cheated on. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. Right. Everyone said that he sounded like Cookie Monster. They tried to tell him. But yeah, men that don't have access to the women that they regularly would want, they don't know what to do. They don't know how to act. They are very sloppy. They just happy that they got access to it. Men that have access to women that they like because of their resources and things like that, a lot of the time they're not going to be reacting like that. They're going to be like, this is what I do. This is what I do. Good. Can't you read? He said you're fine as fuck, but your attitude is crazy. Can't you read? I put the hot in psychotic. Can't you read? Whenever men say crazy, it just means smart. Whenever men say crazy, it just say smart, because as soon as a man does something, I talked about it last night. As soon as a man does something and he gets reprimanded, the first thing he does is he claims that he's insane. He claims that he's mentally unstable. But when women do things that he doesn't like, he calls her crazy. When you're dealing with a woman that's too smart for her own good, aka too smart for your own good, because she has too much knowledge, she knows too much, and you can't get over on her, you can't manipulate her, you cannot use her, you cannot extract things from her, they will call you crazy. But then when they do something and they don't want to get held accountable, all of a sudden they're crazy. I'm going to plead mental insanity. I'm diagnosed with something. I didn't take my medications that day. That when they want to, they don't want to have any accountability, all of a sudden they want to play the crazy card. For men, crazy just means you're too smart and I couldn't play you. So I'm proud and I'm crazy. That's why I have the shirt on. You can't shame me. Point blank period. You can't shame me. Find a weaker target. Find a weaker target that cares about what men have to say. Find a weaker target that cares about men's opinion. Find a weaker target that feels validated off of male validation. Find someone weaker. The average black man reads on a 3rd grade level, so he probably couldn't read your shirt. Be nice. I know he was scared to get picked on in class to read. He was like, I hope I don't get picked on. They got the book open. I hope I don't. Oh dang! It's 2 more people in front of me. Let me start practicing the brown fox jumps over the. Queen, have you seen that lame Aaron the listen, someone else told me to watch that. I cannot. He is so ugly. I'm like literally, I think I have a condition where like I cannot look at ugly people. I'm sorry. I think I have a condition where I cannot look at ugly people because his face scares me. Someone else asked me to watch it. I physically cannot look at his face. I physically cannot look at him. Like, I don't like looking at unpleasant things. I don't like putting my eyes through that torture. I don't like putting my brain through that torture of having my brain have to process what I'm looking at. That is not beautiful. So as soon as I look at his face, I'm just like, I can't. Oh, look, y'all. Derails is he's trying to diagnose people as bipolar. Yeah, I guess I'm bipolar. If that makes you happy. That makes you happy. If that makes you happy. Y'all, they think men are so brainwashed, they don't even realize the spiritual significance of mental illness. They believe that mental illness is actually an illness. When they don't even realize that the military literally did studies on people based off of social conditioning and realize that people who are deemed as neurodivergent are actually neurotypicals. People that are neurotypical are just brainwashed NPCs because they've assimilated to the matrix of social conditioning. I'm a Capricorn in Western astrology. I'm a Sagittarius in Vedic astrology. Exactly. My brother has a mental illness, isn't an engineer in the Navy. Exactly. There was a video that went viral on TikTok, and it's a guy that's diagnosed with autism, neurodivergent, and he believes that Beyonce is autistic, and I believe she's autistic too. I think she's autistic. I think Michael Jackson is autistic. Yeah. Mental illness is a gift. It is. Mental illness is actually a gift. It means that you still have things that are spiritually, you didn't fully cross over and assimilate to the physical world. You just see things that normal, regular, boring people can't see. Right. Men actually think that, like, this is what they did. This is why they would give women lobotomies. This is why they burned witches, because men are scared of the fact that women are the source. Men are afraid of the fact that women can tap into a power that they cannot tap into. Men are very jealous of this. So this is the reason why they burned witches. This is the reason why they gave women lobotomies, to try to control women. That's the reason why they came up with all these mental illnesses, to try to control women. So whenever a man is using some mental illness, he's just in his lower nature, and he's just in survival mode, and he's just trying his hardest to cope with the fact that he's a man. And so to get over his mental instability of him having to accept the fact that he's a man and he's not connected to source and he doesn't have the value, he has to project that onto women and then claim that women have mental illnesses. He's just coping. He's just in survival mode. That's all. Don't pay him no mind. Concepts and thoughts of prayers to you, sir. You'll be okay. If you look at old interviews of Beyonce, you definitely could tell that Beyonce is neurodivergent. I'm not diagnosed as neurodivergent, but I'm about 99% positive I am, especially when I look back on how I naturally was as a child before I had to mask so I could fit into society. She definitely is neurodivergent. Attention deficit disorder is not a curse, because guess what? Attention deficit disorder means you can focus on, you can get multiple things done. You can get multiple things done. Well, if you're in a relationship with a woman, then why are you here? Are you trying to start a false relationship over here? That must be the dating apps must not be working. So he's on a platform with women. He's on a platform with women because he can't go out in the wild and get one. So he must figure he'll get some attention over here, I guess. I guess I'll give you a little attention. I don't mind. I don't mind donating to charity. I don't mind donating to charity. It's okay. I'll do my charity work for today. You caught me on a good day. Yeah, Beyonce was definitely out there with her personality. She was a little odd. Come on, y'all seen how she was at the awards when she realized that she won the award, and she was like, she was disassociating hard as hell. She was disassociating hard as hell. When you're neurodivergent, you become very obsessive over things. You become very obsessive over things, and you want to master your craft, and you eat, you breathe, you sleep that thing. And so what happens is that when you are in a predicament where you try something new, and you are in a predicament where you might be met with failure because you have taken so much pride in that thing, if you are met with the fact that you may be failing, you just separate your brain. You just separate your mind from what's happening around you. So that way you're not as shocked. That way you're not as antsy on what the result was going to be. So she probably was just dissociating from the fact that she wasn't going to win the award. And then once she realized that she won the award, she was like, okay, what the fuck? Men need to learn how to respect women in general. They do, but they're not going to. They like penis more than vagina. They do. They rather watch a man on TV. They rather watch a man, on the sports team. They rather wear a man on their jersey. They rather take orders from a man. They rather deal with men than women. They just like penis, and that's okay. I understand. I get it. Exactly. Too many women will say they're introverted. No, they're socially awkward and haven't developed skills to navigate the world solo. Exactly. A lot of women are not introverted. A lot of women just don't have social etiquette. A lot of women just don't know how to work a room and assimilate. A lot of women do not know how to assimilate in certain spaces, to be able to have a conversation with someone, to be able to be witty, to be able to communicate properly. A lot of women struggle with social etiquette. A lot of women struggle with social etiquette and, being able to talk to people. I literally just talked about Riri and ASAP at the very beginning of this live stream, but I'll say it one more time. I don't understand why women are shocked. The thing about it is that when you're choosing a man, you're choosing dust. When are y'all going to understand this? When y'all are choosing a man, you're choosing dust. The dust may be a dust mite. It may be something as little as a dust mite. It might be a dust bunny. It might be asbestos. It might be as bad as asbestos. It's different levels of dust. But no matter what, as long as you are dealing with a man is going to embarrass you. A man, why are y'all shocked? Why are y'all shocked? Beyonce's gotten cheated on. Rihanna's gotten cheated on. Halle Berry's gotten cheated on. Why are y'all disappointed? This is male nature. This is what they do. Men cannot just stick with one woman. They cannot stick with one woman. I don't hate men. I love men. Men paid for my 2 college degrees, right? My last landlord, he let me stay at the penthouse for a month because he thought I was pretty, and I got to go a whole month rent free. And he would have allowed me to go even longer if I wanted to. I don't love men. I love what men do for me. So I'm never going to sit here and say I hate men. I don't care about men enough to hate them. I do not care about y'all. I do not think about y'all enough to hate y'all, because talking about y'all makes me money. I only care about y'all and love y'all when I'll never give you the opportunity to treat me like that. That's the difference. In order for you to treat me like that, I would have to give you the opportunity. You'll never have the opportunity to treat me like that. You'll never get close enough to me to treat me like that, first of all. So yeah, like, no, y'all make me money. All I care about is the money. I don't care about y'all. When you're a woman that hates men, you're investing too much energy. Y'all are not that important to hate. I promise. Y'all are not that important to hate. Partnering up with a man is ghetto. Look at your space in your face when you are single, and then bring in a man, and then look at the after effects. It is dust. Yes. Were you open to dating all races? I've dated every race, just about. I've dated Black, I've dated white, I've dated Mexican, I've dated Indian. Only race I haven't dated is Asian. One day I'll try them. I'll try them next. I will. I'll try them next. But my birth chart already says I'm not going to be with a Black man. I'm not going to be with a man that is the same race as me. I'm not. Even my mama knew that. I've only had one Black boyfriend my whole life. I'll be honest, I don't like Black men seriously. I'll sleep with them. I'll have fun with them. Like how they say about women, recreational use only. Black men are recreational use only for me. But it's in my birth chart. I'm not going to be with no Black man. I ain't going to be with no Black man. My whole family knew that. They were like, you ain't going to be with no Black man. I said, I'm sure not. Black men are a good time. They are. Black men are a good time. Black men provide good vibes. But I would not take one too seriously. But they're a good time. Good time. Good in bed. I deal with men based off of what they can, what their capacity is. Black men just are not there yet. Black men don't have the capacity to be able to give me what it is that I require. You know what I mean? If I'm looking for a good time, if I'm looking for some bedroom action, I'll go to a Black man. But if I am looking for financial security, if I am looking for a high, vast amount of intellect, if I am looking for resources, I will not be going to a Black man. Exactly. You are on a different intellectual level than the majority of Black men, so you may have a hard time connecting with them conversationally, and that's exactly what it is. They're just not smart enough. They're not smart enough. It's a struggle having a conversation with them, and I don't have time to explain things to a grown-ass man. I just don't have time. I don't have the patience. No. Black men have a certain type of attitude I can't get in serious relating. Yeah, like it's almost as if, I don't know, like Black men are nothing but just like, I don't know how to explain it. Essentially, they just like to use their physicality as a form for you to want to be submissive to them, and that's not respectable. It's just not respectable. Hard peeing and bubble gum, and they asses don't even bring the bubble gum. If you want to date a Black man, it's safer dating a Black man that's not from America, but those are problematic too. Yes. The majority of them are antisocial. Our government did a study, and that was a conclusion. I believe it. Intellectually, they're just not there. They're very stunted. They have, you know, they do have some strengths, but not enough for me. That's why I don't like darks. Physically, I like dark-skinned men, but dark-skinned men are the only men that think that I'm like, technically, okay, am I mixed? Yes, I am mixed, but I'm like 52% black. I barely made it over. I barely made it over the line. Okay. So I'm black. Okay. I'm black. But dark-skinned men just happen to always want to pull the colorist, the exotic thing with me, and I don't have time for that. I like men that are my color. I like men that are my skin tone because it's just easier. It's one less thing that I have to deal with. Like so obviously I have on a wig, but my hair grows very, very long. Like my hair's pretty, you know, like that's my natural hair. When I cut it and when I dye it. But I can grow my hair out very, very long. And I remember like one of my exes who was dark skinned, I would always wear sew-ins, and then the pandemic happened. And so I was like, well, I'm just going to start wearing my hair naturally. And he probably was scared. He probably didn't know he probably was scared to see what the fuck was up under there. And then once he saw that like I had all of this like long hair, he was like, oh my God, I'm so relieved. Like, I'm so relieved that, you know, you have nice hair. And I was just like, and then he met the cousins in my family, and like the cousins in my family, like we have very, very fine hair. We have very, very fine hair. So like I have cousins that, you know, they have hair that like goes down to their back and it's very, very fine. And so then he was even more convicted in his choice when dealing with me because of the fact that, you know, I guess he had some issues with himself internally where I guess he felt like, you know, he now could be adjacent to someone that like projected out. So like that's how long like I can like get my hair. Like that's all my hair. That is all of my hair. So I can grow some fucking hair. I can grow some hair. I just have modes where I cut my hair off, I cut it real short, and then I grow it out. So I'm in the phase now where I'm growing out my hair. And so when I want to grow out my hair, I'm gonna wear a wig or a weave. So once he was making those comments, I was just kind of like, bruh, come on. Like, you want to be with me because the icing on the cake was my hair. Let's be real. Crazy that you have to worry about colorism more from black men than white men. Yup. Your body. Oh yeah. Well, I'm thicker now. I'm thicker now these days. But this is when I did bodybuilding. That was when I did bodybuilding. So I was in prep for bodybuilding at this time. So that's when I looked like that. Yeah. What's your other half? Child, I am mixed with so many things. I'm Irish, German. There's I have ancestry from Switzerland. I have ancestry from Denmark. I have ancestry from indigenous Mexico. I'm mixed with a lot of things. Please give us hair growth tips. Well, leave it alone. Personally, that's what grows my hair out more than anything. Leaving it the hell alone. I take collagen. I do take a hair, skin, and nail supplement. I haven't really been on my hair growth routine, honestly. I literally just told myself this weekend that I was going to get on top of it. And, you know, be more on top of it. But and another thing too is that my scalp, like, I don't know, my scalp is a lot more sensitive these days. So like I use the high frequency one, but my scalp is so sensitive to oils. Like it is so sensitive to oils. Like even if I put coconut oil on my scalp, a lot of the time my scalp is going to have a reaction, and it is going to kind of like, it's going to start like flaking off and creating dandruff in my scalp. That's been like something that happened. I think it started happening in like winter of 2022. So I have to like really leave my hair alone, essentially, because yeah. But I like using the high frequency wand. The high frequency wand helps. And then I also do like massages, like scalp massages, to stimulate the follicles so that I can get the hair to grow. I was tapping my foot during the Irish jig and centers. Listen, my favorite type of white man is a ginger. I love redheads. I love redheads. The longest dealing that I had with a white man was a redhead. I prefer redheads. Redheads are black. Gingers are black. I love me some redheads. I love me some redheads. I'm so attracted to redheads. Like, they are so attractive to me. Race does have its place, but too many people are so emotionally invested and stuck because they are so caught up in race. It's bullshit. You're blinded by the 3D bullshit. Exactly. Race is the reason why all the physical things are created in the 3D, but outside of the 3D, who gives a fuck? Who cares? Tips, please. My hair gets dry quick. I always have to use water based. I hate it. Also, you probably should understand what your like hair porosity is. I really do encourage women, you need to understand your natural hair. You need to understand like your hair density. You need to understand like your hair type. You need to understand your hair porosity. So like I went to like a curly hairstylist, a special curly hairstylist that is in Chicago, and I had her do my hair, and like she gave me all the ins and outs of like what I need with my hair. You need to invest into the money to get to know your natural hair. That is very important. It's your hair growing out of your scalp. You should understand the hair that is growing out of your scalp instead of covering it up, instead of trying to hide it. Especially with Black women, because we've been taught that our hair is unmanageable. We've been told that our hair is an inconvenience. We've been taught that our hair is just annoying. And so that kind of, that deflects you from wanting to learn about your hair and get to know your hair. But you really do need to get to know your hair because it's going to be different for everybody. Exactly. I don't use oils. They'll braid my hair and I'll put something on, like a wig on or something. And I kid you not, like 2 weeks after they braid my hair starts doing all types of things because my scalp does not like oil. My scalp does not like oil at all. So I don't put any oil. As long as I don't put any oil in my hair, my hair is fine. My hair is perfectly fine. My hair is like Chili from TLC. Yes. That water wave. She got that natural water wave. I just noticed it's hard to socialize with Black men regardless of class and education level. Yeah. A lot of Black women, you'll have to reduce yourself down severely to be able to have a conversation with Black men. It's just, yeah, my hair loves water too. MSM supplement works so well, but you have to drink a lot of water. And that's the reason why I haven't been supplementing anything lately orally, because my water intake was just not. Queen, you're inspiring me to move back home to the city. How do you stay cute in the cold? I haven't been back since I was 18. I damn near forgot. Girl, you're trying to go back when I left. I'm in Florida. I don't have time for that coldness anymore. But invest, if you do want to go back to the city, invest in some mink. I don't know by the city if you mean Chicago, but if you're going to Chicago, girl, go to Adriana Furs. Go now when the minks aren't in season, and you can get you a nice mink coat for like $2,500, $3,000, and invest into a nice mink. Invest into some long johns. Invest into anything to keep you warm. But girl, yeah, I got 2 mink coats. The degrees don't help with IQ. I'm telling you, what a lot of women don't realize is that for men, most men use education as a means to get access to women. Once a man gets the education, they don't become curious. The way to measure someone's intelligence is based off of how curious they are, how thirsty for knowledge they are, how much truth they want to seek. Once a man gets a college education, his intellect will be based off of how much curiosity he is into after he graduates. Because the thing about it is that if you went to school to become a nurse and he went to school to become an engineer, y'all cannot have a conversation. Y'all cannot have a conversation on what you all got educated for, because y'all would be speaking different languages. So that is not a good indicator of intellect. It helps to understand that, okay, he can read, he may be able to comprehend something. But aside from that, when a man is not thirsty to gain any knowledge, a man is not curious, you're going to have a hard time relating to him. Because you will want to talk about things based off of what you found due to your curiosity. A man that is not curious is going to call you crazy. He's not going to believe anything. He's not going to understand anything. Education doesn't stop in college. That's where most men stop getting educated. Exactly. Most men have specialized knowledge. It's why most men don't have hobbies or travel. Exactly, because men do not care about having refinement. Men do not care about having a taste. You don't hear about a lot of men, average men, having a taste in anything. Wealthy men do that. Wealthy men have a taste in art. Wealthy men have a taste in fashion. Wealthy men have a taste in wine. Wealthy men have a taste in music. Average men don't have a taste in anything. Their brain shuts off. Once they've reached a level of adulthood where they can just sustain their living, their brain shuts off. They don't want to learn anything. Yeah, education is not an indicator of intellectual curiosity. It's not. Yeah, men born into upper class have a lot of intellectual curiosity. Yes, because they don't have to expend all their energy to figure out how to pay for college, to figure out how they're going to get out of survival mode. This is the reason why average men need not apply. Average men are in survival mode. When you're in survival mode, you don't have enough time to gain a taste in anything. You don't have enough time to develop any type of sense of luxury or understanding or culture. Yep, they don't want to learn and they don't care what you know. Exactly. So I don't deal with them. I don't deal with average men. I don't deal with men that are not cultured. I don't deal with men who are not curious. I don't deal with men who, want to, learn things, or are they're actively trying to learn something. They're actively trying to expand their brain. That's a turnoff. It's very unattractive. I hate men in survival mode. What are some hobbies for us women? I get bored quick. Girl, there's a lot of things. I take pole dancing classes. You could take pole dancing classes. You could do Orange Theory. You could do knitting. You could do pickleball. You could do equestrian classes. Girl, it's so many things you can do. Yeah. anything in a group with predominantly women, do it and build a community with those women. They be sick when they know I speak 3 languages and studied fine art and am classically trained in piano and voice. They can't compute, brain be malfunctioning. Yes, because that's upper echelon. That is all upper echelon. When you deal with a person that has enough money to be able to learn multiple languages, have fine art, they don't have something that is like very solidified, that says a lot about that person. That says a lot about their upbringing. It says a lot about the money that they were raised into. Like I was in band and I know how to play clarinet. I don't know how to do no multiple languages or anything like that. But growing up, I already had like a refinement. I had a refinement in music. You know what I mean? Because I came from a very musical family. If you take money and education out of the equation, what do men have to offer? Absolutely nothing. That's why they seek out good women to suck them dry spiritually. Yeah. And the thing about it is that most men don't even have education and money to offer. That's why it's just better to be single. I need to take some method acting classes so I can act my way through finessing these dumb dudes for real in vodka to stomach it. Girl, do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. They are very boring. I want to work exclusively with women. That's why I have this platform. I never want men to like me. They think I hate them when in reality, I don't want them to like me. I don't want them to be my target audience. I don't want them to be my target demographic. I don't want to cater to men in any type of way. I do not want to give anything to men in any type of way. I do not. And it's not because I hate them. It's just I don't feel good. I don't feel good after interacting with most men. Like it's just they don't do it for me. It's not that I hate them. It's just they don't do it for me. I get more from women. I feel more fulfilled when I'm helping women. I feel more engaged when I have conversation with women. Yeah, it just dealing with women's energy, dealing with feminine energy is just I like it. And men can't hate that because they like it too. That's why they still want to deal with women. If they hated women's energy, they wouldn't be on the dating app still. They wouldn't be all up in the comments. They wouldn't be all up in the chat room still. They like feminine energy too. So when men are like, well, you must be a lesbian. Well, I'm learning from you. You like our energy too, so I can't be too crazy for wanting to be a lesbian. Can't be too crazy for wanting to be a lesbian because you like them too. So you can't shame me for liking something and you like it too, dummy. They try to throw out a woman being called a lesbian don't hit the same way as a man being called gay, baby. It don't hit the same. It don't hit the same. Cause ain't nobody running to go be with men. So when men try to say, "Oh, you're a lesbian," okay, you like women too. You want to date women too. You want to deal with women too. And so if you're gonna shame me for it, what does that make you? They don't even think. They don't even think when they're using insults. How can you be insulting someone for liking the same thing that you yourself like? They're so stupid. They're so slow because they're projecting the fact that if a man calls them gay, then it's a slur. It don't work that way for women because everyone likes women. No one really likes men. That's the reason why they get shamed for being gay and then they like it when they see two women kissing. You're going to shame women for shit that you like to see, dummy. I have giggled so much in this live. I will love you forever. You tell it like it is with humor. Thank you. People keep telling me, people are like, you are so funny without even trying. Oh, so most of the population is gay? Well, if most of the population is gay, then where did the children come from? You said a large population. Okay, then where did the kids come from? If a large population is gay, like where you're saying, then where are the children coming from? Two men can have a child. Two men can have a child. Two women can have a child. You're not. There is no such thing as DL. You're gay. You're gay. You're gay. DL is an act for covering up the fact that you're gay. Did I strike a nerve? Did I strike a nerve? You trying to hide over there? You trying to you feeling bad about something? You feeling bad about something? You dealing with men and you're ashamed? Girl, boy, whatever you want me to call you. sis, auntie, I don't know what you want me to call you. Period, poo. I once had an attractive woman fall in love with me. Her man was so mad, he decided to insult me, insecure. Child, my favorite insult is this. My favorite insult is that, listen, to spite a man, I'll take his woman. That's how smooth I am. That's how smooth I am. I will take your woman. Because I've had plenty of women make a move on me. I thought we was friends, and that liquor got pouring. I remember one time I'll never forget. I think I was like 21. A group of me and a couple girls, we went in the city. And we went to the city and we started drinking, and this girl was trying to kiss all over me. I mean, she was, I said, oh my God. Oh my God. And then I remember in college, the same thing happened. My cousin went to FAMU, and we went down to go visit her. And we were hanging out, and there was a girl, and she was like, I want to eat your, and I was like, oh my God, you're waiting for me. I was like, get away. I was like, I'm scared. And then I worked in the club, and then that was a whole nother thing. Working in the strip club, the girls will just take it. You know, in the Players Club, that shit is real. Okay, with Ronnie, I've lived it. It's real. That they weren't lying in the Players Club. That shit is real. Those strippers in the strip club, when they like you, they will just take it. I'm telling you, they will just take it. They don't even care. It's because you're so feminine, beautiful, and free. Oh, thank you. And then I had a girl. Oh, it's Fenty. It's Heat. It's in the color Lemon Lava. Then I had another girl who I became friends with, and she fell in love with me. Oh my God, she fell in love with me. I was like, girl, what is wrong with you? Yeah, it's very easy to steal a woman from a man. It's so easy to steal a woman from a man. Because men make it so easy. They're not romantic. They're not emotionally intelligent. They're not nurturing. All you got to do is romance a woman, be empathetic, have emotional intelligence. What age is too old to work at the strip club? This healthcare career of mine is too draining. Girl, it ain't no age. I worked in the club with a 50-year-old, and that woman was married, had multiple properties, and she would get the most dances out of everybody. The old dancers do the best. The older dancers do the best. I honestly would say 40, 50. Them 40, 50-year-olds be killing it. They always make the most money at the club. I think that's just a lip mask that I used in those videos for Get Ready With Me. It's just a lip mask from Trader Joe's. Just any lip mask. I think it's like a $5 lip mask from Trader Joe's. Yeah, women in the strip club that are like in their 40s, 50s, they be killing it. They be killing it. No one cares if it's attractive or not. We don't care. It's good to be masculine. That means we don't need you. We can get money and not need you. That's the point. Women are being masculine because they don't want men's masculinity. Y'all's masculinity is fake and annoying and boring and broke. The clip from Scared Straight. The clip from Scared Straight. I know exactly what you're talking about. I would show it, but they'll probably copyright the clip. Your hair is uneven. You look dusty. Your looks ain't gonna get you paid. I kid you not. Me and my mom used to share that clip back in the day, like right when it first aired. We used to say that line all the time. We used to say that line all the time. Your looks ain't gonna get you paid. Your hair is uneven. You look dusty. Are you an idiot? Are you an idiot? You're an idiot. You're stupid. You're slow. You're remedial. You need a hard hat. A whole person is feminine and masculine. A whole person is feminine and masculine. A whole person is feminine and masculine. You're stupid. You're brainwashed. Wake up. You're dumb. Scared Straight. It's from Scared Straight. Any person that thinks that a woman is men are 100% masculine and women are 100% feminine are stupid. Yin and yang, black and white. There's black in the white, there's white in the black. To make one whole circle out of the masculine and feminine. Shut up. Stupid, slow, short bus, remedial. Like, yes, you should be masculine and feminine. This is the reason why all men do. If the thing about it is this, if a man is 100% masculine, if a man is 100% masculine, why do you need women to emotionally regulate you? Because you don't know how to inherently have the feminine. Oh, and then don't get me started. I bet you this guy smokes marijuana. I bet you this guy smokes marijuana. I bet you this guy smokes marijuana. Marijuana is feminine. The plant is feminine. That's why if you smoke too much of it, you're going to get something called gynecomastia, and you're going to grow breast tissue. You're going to grow breast tissue. Look it up. Gynecomastia. You smoke too much of that Mary Jane, you smoke too much of that feminine, you become feminine. Look it up. I literally just had a patient yesterday, had a full-on titty. Had a full-on titty. Man had a full-on titty of breast tissue because the male version of the plant cannot give you all of that THC with the level that the feminine can. So you can't you can't extract the plant and have it be masculine because you're not going to really get it. You're not going to really get it. But this man had a full-on titty. I mean, he needed a bra. He needed a bra. He had a whole titty. He had a whole titty. Yeah, men don't like femininity. They just like vagina. They don't. They just like vagina. That's really it. That's really it. But okay, derails. We had fun. We did. We had fun. But I'm gonna say goodbye. So anyway, perfect. So that's what I was going to say. I was going to say, if weed affects your reading must not be that great. Anwar Def said men are physically attracted to men, but sexually attracted to women. That's what's crazy. Yeah. And honestly, I just feel as though that was only because they've been trained. They've been trained. They've been trained to like women. If men could have it their way, they would only sleep with men. That's where their G-spot is. Their G-spot is in their booty. Their G-spot is in their booty hole. If you're not on here tomorrow, happy Mother's Day to all the ladies on here. Yes, y'all. Happy Mother's Day to the mamas. All the mamas. The way I get the most men is by being a masculine woman. 100%. I love being masculine. Are you kidding me? I love my femininity too, but I love having the masculine parts. That's what makes you a whole person. When you're 100% feminine, you're just going to be a doormat. You're just going to be a people pleaser. Very true. And interrupts with their libido too. Yes. That's why these men have ED at like 30 years old. They're too busy blowing kush. Too busy smoking that Mary Jane. It's like, come on. Get it together. I do ultrasound. I'm not a nurse, y'all. I do ultrasound. I know how to do it all. True. We are all mothers. Technically, yes. Right. It's not exactly. You should take it with a badge of honor if a man calls you masculine. Yes. It's like, I'm more masculine than you. I'm more masculine than you. What does that say about you? Exactly. I look feminine, but I'm not about that bullish. Exactly. That's the reason why I don't deal with men, because most of the time their nature is just them being slow. Yep. The men are feminine dancing on each other. Yeah, baby. They're working that sacral chakra and that root chakra, baby. They be moving them hips, child. Exactly. The feminine recognizes the masculine. Exactly. All they're doing is just admitting that they're feminine. Wait, so is that why men like to give women pipe in the back door? No, I think that's more of like that's more of like a dominating thing. It's the reason why they're DL. Their G spot being in their anus is the reason why they're DL, because they like it. They like it. They like it and they're ashamed. It feels good and they're ashamed, and they don't want to tell anybody. Oh yeah, men definitely use weaponized incompetence. What in the Mary Jane causes the transformation? Well, I already said the plant is feminine. It increases their estrogen. The THC, it increases their estrogen. And so what happens is that that estrogen gets translated into feminizing them. And in one of the ways that it feminizes them is through them growing breast tissue. And then before they know it, they got double D's. You know what I mean? They got a whole rack. You know, instead of buying him socks for Christmas, you're gonna have to take him to Victoria's Secret and get size for a bra before you know it, you know? No more socks as a Christmas gift. You're gonna have to get him a 36C cup bra from Victoria's Secret with underwire. You have to be masculine at times because men will try you. I'm always getting touched or catcalled, assaulted. I put hands on them. I put hands on them because I have to, or I'd be a shell of a woman. Exactly. You have to be masculine for protective purposes. Men created a masculine world. I mean, we work. You can't sit here and say that women are masculine and we have to fucking work under capitalism. That doesn't make any sense. Come on. Child, I fought men too. I have fought men too. No shame in it either. Do you think Brittany Griner is playing the game or getting played? Brittany Griner is 100% playing the game. Brittany Griner is 100% playing the game. It's essentially the 304. It's the 304 to religious pipeline. right? As soon as a woman wants to get married and get taken seriously, she will swap out her 304 or her 304 era for a religious era. And the thing about it is that the thing about it with Kevin Gates and Drika is that Drika is unbothered. You know what I'm saying? Like, Drika is unbothered. And so it's at the point where it's like Kevin Gates can't do anything with her. You know, he probably was trying to do that to try to humiliate her. And she was like, you know what? I'll do you one better. I'll just divorce you. I'll just file for divorce. It's not that serious because Drika is all about protecting her peace. She's very spiritually in tune. She doesn't invest her energy into things that don't serve her. And so, women that are unbothered are very dangerous. They're very, very dangerous. But Brittany is just playing the game. Brittany is just playing the game. This is just another way of her playing the game. She just is weaponizing religion. And Kevin Gates is just weaponizing control because he can't control Drika. You can't control someone that is very intentional about where they put their emotions and where they put their energy. Like arguing back and forth with men, I only do that for entertainment purposes. You know what I'm saying? I'm very intentional about where I'm going to give my energy. On a normal, regular basis, no, ain't nobody got time to do that every single day because that costs energetically. So I think Kevin Gates is just like, you want to know what? He probably thinks he's playing. He probably thinks that he's playing the game, but I think it's just all kind of like a ploy. Damn, so that's why men be saying play your role and you'll get what you want from them. Pretty much. I mean, because the thing about it is that you get from a man what you get from a man. That's it. You get from a man what a man chooses to give you. So, women that are like, oh, I dated a man for 10 years and I still don't have the ring. Well, that's your fault. That's your fault. You would have gotten the ring had you dealt with a man that gave you a ring. It's really that simple. Women want to play all of these different roles thinking it's going to get them closer to a ring, get them closer to commitment. It's not going to. A person will only give you something if they really want to give it to you. Once they've proven to you that they don't want to give it to you, go deal with someone that wants to give it to you. Exactly. You can't control someone who doesn't care. Yeah, I think Kevin Gates probably does like men. He's scary. He scares me. Yeah, you can't. You can't control anyone. Either the person's going to give you what you want or they're not. And if they're not going to give you what you want, move on. Like, people will sit here and argue and yell and try to convince and, girl, these rappers are always tongue kissing. I don't know if they did or not, but they're always tongue kissing. Remember Lil Wayne? Remember Lil Wayne and Birdman? Remember when they were kissing and making out or whatever? Those men, especially like in the rap industry, child, those men be getting them men love the pussy. Queen, before you go, have you listened to Ye's new song, Ninja HH? The chorus is so catchy. Child, I haven't listened to any music. I haven't listened to any music. I'm afraid to listen to any Kanye music. What 99% of men don't understand is that conquerorship is internal. Those in your sphere will reap the benefits of what comes with self-mastery. Stop externalizing everything. Women need this too. 100%. You have to conquer yourself before you conquer anything else. When you conquer yourself first, you will naturally conquer all things around you. I know I saw that Ye cheated on Kim with Jeffree Star. Jeffree Star said it himself. He said probably 5% of men are straight. He said, if that, 5% of men, and I agree with him, I believe about only 5% of men are straight. Once that G spot back there gets tugged on, and once they realize how good it feels, it's over. It's over. Queen, what is your number one tip to detach from any person, place, or thing? What I said earlier, you don't have control over anything. Accepting the fact that you do not have control over anything. Once you accept that you do not have control over anything, you will detach. Once you understand that there is nothing in your control, you would not you cannot predict the future. You cannot contort things to your liking to get a certain reaction or to get a certain outcome. You will learn to detach to people, to things, to outcomes, and you will just accept. You will just accept. Because the thing about it is that once you accept that you don't have control over everything, that means you have control over the most important thing, which is yourself. You only have control over yourself, how you react, where you put your energy, who you hang around, where you work at. So instead of you saying, I've given this job 10 years of my life and they don't appreciate me, and I'm going to get them to appreciate me by working extra, by working longer, by picking up more of a workload. And then a year later, you don't get a raise. They don't appreciate you. All they do is criticize you. You should accept the fact that you don't have control by doing these things to get a facility, to get a job that is going to appreciate you. You have control over finding a place that will appreciate you. So then now, guess what? You will then be able to have control over yourself in making decisions that way. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I think it is a man, but he pays money. So he will contribute super chats just about every live stream. So the male G-spot is the infamous red button. Once all men are activated, women will reign supreme again. This is bussy mythology. I'm telling you, y'all gonna quit begging for these DL men to quit dealing with men. Let them deal with men so that way they can leave us alone. That way that will calm them down. Okay. Them being with another man will calm them down. They will get the spot that needs to get hit. And then they'll be happy. They will be happy. They will get their bussy button hit, and then life will be much easier for them, and they can live in their truth, and they can get their G-spot hit as many times as they want. And then we don't have to be bothered with them, and we can go do our own thing. And there's probably some woman that's watching this, and I probably just crashed and burned her whole entire world just by me saying that. But what am I gonna do? Who am I gonna be with? How am I gonna find love? I already know that's the first thought a lot of women thought when they heard that. You mean the men are gonna go deal with the other men? Yes, girl. And you should be happy about that. See, I done had like 7 people drop off now since I said that. Because that's the thing, that's the part women don't wanna realize. They're like, if the men go to other men, what does that mean for us? Girl, this is not natural. What we're experiencing right now is not natural order. Exactly. You find love within yourself and other women. Exactly. No, women aren't ready for that. Women can't. I already know a woman is still weak-minded when she can't imagine her life without a man in it. Like when a woman is talking about her life and a man is still the final answer, I'm like, you're not there. Yeah, I'm a low value guy. I'm isolating and not dealing with any women at this moment, just trying to understand the greater feminine. Don't say you're low value. Say that you're becoming better. Okay? Don't say that you're low value. Say you're becoming better. Be nice to Anon, y'all. He don't cause no problems. He's always respectful in here, and he understands that he understands to contribute. He gives me money just about every single live stream and a super chat. So let's be nice. Let's be nice. As long as they paying, they staying. As long as they paying, they staying. They still want women to make them look better. They aren't going to give up patriarchy. Don't give them your time unless it benefits you. Exactly. Yeah, I've never been yeah, if y'all remember, I promised that today I'm gonna go on ahead and try what they told me to try for the Discord access. But the Discord is only gonna be for patrons. Okay, if you're not subscribed to the Patreon, you're not gonna have access to the Discord because that's the whole point. The whole point is for it to be a special community because y'all might want to do meetups. I want y'all to exchange information on like if y'all are losing weight, if y'all are going on dates, so that way y'all can share your experiences. We just can't let that be open to anybody that is a subscriber. That has to be through the Patreon. So I will link there's a way for me to link Discord with the Patreon so that once you like are a part of the Patreon, you'll get a link to the Discord, and then I'll have servers in the Discord of all different types, and then y'all can chat, within the Discord as a community. I still want to know what he is going to do with the knowledge. Girl, ask away. Ask away, girl. But yeah, the Discord will be for patrons. Why is men's G-spot back there? Because isn't that a huge temptation for men? Yeah, well, I think it says a lot about, schmexually what, how we're actually supposed to be designed. You have to remember the G spot is for pleasure. You know what I mean? It's for pleasure, but you have to remember men can't get away from us. Men are obsessed with us. So when you understand the history of patriarchy and why it was created, they still wanted to be female adjacent. Men didn't create patriarchy and say, we'll just have our own, because that's how it used to be. In a matriarchy, children were the center. Men were apart from women in a matriarchy. They were separate. They were upset over the fact that, kind of like what we're seeing now, only certain men were chosen to be with the goddesses, to sleep with the goddesses and to procreate with the goddesses that were women. And so men were jealous of that. So they created religion to oppress women and to enslave women while still having contact with women. And so to be able to have more constant contact with women, that was when they were really, really pushing like, the heteronormative agenda. And then they pushed it more with the nuclear family. And they're still trying to push that. The nuclear family is the worst thing that ever happened to society. It is. The nuclear family is the worst thing that happened to society. Yeah. The reason why men are disrespectful to women and the reason why these modern men are the way that they are now is because the nuclear family and social media, these men have too much access to women. Men are not supposed to have this much access to women. That this is not natural. Men should not be able, like, you have to think, men get to work with women. Men get to see women naked easily. Men get to pay money to women to talk to them and to see them naked, not only online, but in person. You know, you have to think, before we had all this social media and before we had OnlyFans, a lot of men would not want to go to the strip club. A lot of men would not want to like pay an escort or an S worker because they were ashamed of the fact that they had to pay for it. Now they can do this in secret. You know what I mean? Now they don't have to carry so much shame because it's easier for them to hide it. So now that men have all of this access to women, they feel very entitled because they're able to see women on their phones and they're able to pay to talk to women. And so they feel as though what they're getting on their phone, that should be translated to real life. And then when it doesn't translate to real life, it makes them very angry. Men have way too much access to women. They were never supposed to have this much access to women at all. Can you imagine men back in the day hanging out at a woman's period lodge? Never, but now they have all the access. Yeah. It's not natural. They really should not have this much access to women at all. Men low-key just want to be with men, but want to have access to women whenever they please. Yes, because at the end of the day, men are not the source. Men are not the source. Men don't have life force energy. So, you know, men will get their bussy button. That's what I'm gonna call it instead of the G-spot, their bussy button. Men will get their bussy button activated. You know, men will get their bussy button played with if they deal with men. But they're not going to get the level of, you know, the divineness that they can if they're dealing with just a man. You read my mind. I was just arguing with my girlfriend about this topic, and she refuses to believe true male nature. And guess what? The women that don't want to believe true male nature, they are going to be a victim of men every single time. That's the same friend that you got to hear about saying, oh, this, like for instance, this girl that I know, she's out of a relationship. She ran to the dating apps. She had a parasocial relationship. The guy blocked her. And then she had a date. She was saying, oh, yeah, we FaceTime 5 days in a row. He seems like a great guy. We have a date on Friday. I wanted to hang out with her. But she was so thirsty to go on a date Friday. And I said, you want to know what? Okay, cool. And then I asked her, I said, so how was the date? She said, oh, terrible, like always. Okay. She's like, they always show, she's like, they're always showing who they really are. Yep. If you would just believe male nature and just understand that that's who they are, you wouldn't be wasting all your time. You wouldn't be wasting all your time going through all of this, getting ready for a date, doing all these things. Do you know how many things I rather do than to hang out and go on a date with a man? When I rather, like, literally, I rather run 3 miles in 90-degree heat than go on a date with a man. Yeah, I can't hang out with her. I only talk to her about work stuff. Too male-centered. I can't. I can't. I have only been on one date and I want to go on more dates. And girl, go on more dates. And make sure you pick the place. Pick the place so you can have all the fine dining experiences. That way you don't have to suffer with a bad date and a bad experience. At least you could say, yeah, the date was a dud, but at least I got to try that restaurant I've been eyeing. I feel like this, when you're early on in your dating stages and like you have a lot of optimism, like it's always best to just have a lot of knowledge about men. That way you can anchor your expectations accordingly and understand that if you're going to be dating them, you need to be doing it with intention. Intention based off of what they realistically can give you. Okay? That's the key. Love is not a realistic intention to have in men. It's just not. It's not. It's a very, very weak intention. Men care about money. So men care about money, so you should be caring about money. Men care about resources, so you should be caring about resources. You have to set an intention based off of what a man can actually realistically give you. And then guess what? And the key is this. If the man cannot give you what it is that you want, stay single. Stay single. Stop having to take what you can get mentality. Do not do that. Do not have a I'll take what I can get. I'll take what I can get mentality. Wagyu sounds so fucking good. Wagyu sounds so good. Yeah, Wagyu is a high quality beef. It's very expensive. But it's so tender, it's so juicy, it's amazing. It's very, very good. You can't get them. Yeah, I don't ever get American Wagyu. I always get Japanese Wagyu, and I kid you not, that shit is like $200. It's very expensive. You could tell the difference between American Wagyu and Japanese Wagyu. Yeah, like if you're used to shopping. If you're used to shopping and you're used to shopping at Saks and you're used to shopping at high-end places, then you're going to be single longer because average men can't afford that. Average men cannot afford that. I've priced myself out of average men long ago. Average men don't even want to be in my presence. Average men don't even want to stay in a relationship with me because they feel inadequate. They feel inadequate. And guess what? A man that doesn't want to be in a relationship with you because he feels inadequate, that's a smart man. That's a smart man. That is a self-aware man. That's a masculine man. A man should never stick around being with a woman knowing that he cannot give her anything, because all that means is that he's there to take from you. That means that he is there to take and take and take and take. He is not there to give you anything. A man that knows he can't give you anything and he's willing to leave the relationship, that's a good man. That's a good man. No man should ever feel comfortable being in the presence of a woman knowing that he cannot give her anything. Yes, a rich, generous man is very hard to come by. So guess what? Just be the rich, generous man for yourself. That should be your goal. I mean, come on, we have rights now. You can have a job now. You can achieve things. But I feel like if you have to be at the frequency of what it is that you want. You know, you have to be the frequency of it is. So you have to believe that you have a rich, generous man already. You embody that rich, generous energy for yourself. And then boom, you'll be in that predicament where you'll be around rich, generous men. Exactly. It starts in your mind. The moment you believe it's hard, it will be hard. Exactly. You have to be at the frequency. Oh my gosh, I love Mastros. Oh, I love Mastros so much. That sounds so good. That sounds so good. Um yeah, at the end of the day, you know, you have to be at the frequency of what it is that you want. You have to believe that you have it already. You do. You have to believe that you have it already. Do you block after he admits that? Do you block him? I mean, yeah. I mean, if he isn't adding anything, what's the point of staying in contact with him? I don't think you need a pen pal. I don't think you need a texting buddy. And um the thing about it is that, you know, men are not going to turn down your offer to keep talking to them. You know, women keep the door open. Men only have access to you if you keep the door open. So if a man tells you that and you decide to keep the door open, he is going to utilize the fact that you kept the door open. He's going to exercise the fact that you kept the door open. So he will still want to hang out with you. He will still want to have sex with you. You know, he will still want to do all of the things with you. He just won't want to be in a relationship with you. So unless you're cool with that, I would close the door if I were you. Right. I love Cher because, yeah, she's like, I don't need a rich man. I'll just be the rich man. And I don't ever have to ask for money. I don't believe in asking for money. I really don't. Um, Men are not stupid. Okay, men are able to price women just by looking at them. Men are able to know how much you cost just by looking at you. So if a man is in your presence and he could tell that you cost a lot of money, he already will know. He will already know with your aura, with your energy, that you're expensive. He will already know this. So, you know, that you should never really have to ask. So I'm texting a younger dude and he's like, it took you days to text me and ask what I'm on. Should I mention money first or what? He's a younger dude. Like, you ain't gonna be able to get no money from no younger dude. I mean, what type of money are we talking about? Like $200? Like a younger dude, the money's gonna run dry before you know it. Like, I wouldn't even waste my time. Ask what you on is code for Gen Z. Right. That's why I'm like, younger dude, that man sounds too young to be giving anybody money. He is at the age where he has to figure out how he's going to stretch his $500 biweekly check. Come on. This man took me out on a couple of dates, lunch once, flowers once, needed a tow. He was not able to assist. And after I took care of it, invited me to spend the night. I said, why would I do that? Girl, one of my exes, we went on a couple dates, and then I finally came over to do the deed with him. And I went out to my car. He walked me out to my car. Y'all, it wasn't there. He paid for it to get towed. He paid for it to get out of tow. And the thing about it was that we had to travel all over the place because it was not at the towing company. It wasn't at the towing place that when we called, they said it was at. So we went to one towing company and then found out that it was at another towing company. But child, yeah, we did the deed that night, and he walked me to my car and it wasn't there. And he paid too. He paid for it to get out of the tow. He paid that $250. He then proceeded to run down everything he had done and said he knows he's nicer than other guys. I'm like, what other guys? I would have been like, you're nicer than the devil. The other guys you're talking about is the devil. You're nicer than the devil because what is this? You're just cheap. I have a question. I am on disability. Where can I go that's in my budget where I will meet wealthy, generous women or men? A nice restaurant. Just go to a nice restaurant. I mean, the good thing is that, like, okay, you're on disability, so you're probably not working. Girl, just save some money and go to like a nice bar or a nice lounge and go during the day. Like, the thing about it is that being on disability, you have the ability of having time because you don't have to worry about clocking in, so you can utilize the time that you go. Most women, it's hard for them to like freestyle or things like that. It's hard because a lot of women work, and like you really do want to freestyle during the day, like because rich people, like, they're not clocking in at a job, like they're usually working for themselves. So really the biggest thing is like go to a nice restaurant and just go early during the day. I will always ask even after money is given. I do not care. They never have me ask. It's so crazy. I feel as though I give off an aura where they just know that I'll be displeased if they don't give me money. And like I said before, I think I just scare men. Like, honestly, I legit think I scare them because they tell me that. They're like, you scare me. Like, you legit scare me. I just think I put fear into them. You are definitely a morning person. I am. I prefer to live stream during the morning. If I could have it my way, I would live stream during the morning. And after working 8 hours, I'm tired. I'm tired having a live stream after work. It's so annoying. Yep, online campsites, apps for spoiling. Yep, she gave you everything. But yeah, you're on disability, so you get to go at the good times. I have hours though where I can freestyle, but it all sounds so exhausting. Yeah, someone said plan ahead. I don't care about freestyling anymore. You know, I'm not honestly, I'm just at a point in my life where I'm trying to build my own empire. Okay. I don't have time. I just don't have time to invest into doing all that. I don't. I'm working on things. I don't have the energy to be freestyling for real. I guess I will passively, technically, but I get weekends off, but I'm not used to working 5 days a week. Normally I work 3 days or 4 days a week. So I work like 3 12s or 4 10s. I hate working 9 to 5. I don't work 9 to 5, but I hate working 5 days a week. It's ghetto. It's stupid. I like working long hours, less days, because it's less days I have to wake up for work. But y'all, I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to get off of here and start my day, start my morning. I hope you all enjoyed the live stream, and just remember, don't barter with male nature. Don't try to negotiate with male nature. Just understand male nature, and with what you know about male nature, just use it accordingly, and use it to your benefit to be able to gain things, and keep it moving. And I will talk to you ladies next time.